What's up, guys? We're in the shop tonight, and we have Brandon's 2018 Kawasaki Teryx 4-seater, and we are going to be doing some lift on this sucker. As you see, we got our new tires in, and we couldn't wait to put them on just to see what it looked like. It does not fit, obviously. So that's 31-inch BKTs. 31 by 9 by 16 on fuel rims. That is the AT BKTs 171s. Anyhow, we are going to be doing arched A-arms front and rear from Super ATV. It gives you 2 inches of forward rake on the front, and I believe so. These are the fronts right here. Your front arms, lower and upper. This is your bracket lift right here. Yeah, we are doing a 2-inch bracket lift. That's what this is here. 2-inch bracket lift. And these are your rear arms, lower, upper. And they are built like a deadgum tank. Anyhow, we have this is what comes in your package. Pretty much everything you need, but the only thing that you're going to have to reuse is your stock ball joints. So we have to get those pressed out of the stocks. I do wish we could have got the blue, metallic blue look, but they don't offer that color. Anyhow, we have to use the stock ball joints, so we have to get these. Tonight we're just going to take these off, break everything down, and we're going to take it somewhere to get the ball joints pressed out and do it right so we don't damage them. Anyhow, so that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to tear the sucker down, get all the stock parts off, and get ready to go on with the new. We just got through eating, just got out of church and went and ate. We're still chowing down. We're going to see what we can do. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so the first step, obviously, take the tires off, get it on jack stands, make sure it's safe, and just start tearing everything down. Take all the stock arms off, and what we're going to do is we're going to keep everything together and organized, keep everything together, and remember how we took it all off. It'll make the going back process a lot easier. So keep you a good, clean work environment. Keep everything organized, and everything will go a lot smoother. All right, guys, going to give you a couple of socket sizes for this is for your front. So to take your shocks off, you're going to need a 14 millimeter, and also for your sway bar, 14 millimeter. Okay, right there, 14 millimeter. Then for your tie rod,
22.
It's a 22 millimeter. After you take your cotter pin out,
Right here.
22 millimeter. Trying to focus. There we go. For your brake line holders, 10 millimeter. And then for your A-arm upper and lower, that is a 17 millimeter. And like I said, this is on a Kawasaki Teryx. Just reminding you what you're watching.
What model?
And it's 18 model, but I'm sure it's the same. I haven't really changed anything. It's probably several years span. It's all the same, right? 2019, they didn't do no changes.
You don't need to pull that off.
It was like 15 or 16.
15 or 16 when they came out with this body style. But anyhow, we're going to disassemble it now that we've told you what all the bolt sizes are. Hopefully we'll have some good luck. Here we go. All right, guys, we got the front stuff all off. Front A-arms and everything is off. And we're starting to work on the rear. Got all the front stuff, keeping everything together. Just a good habit to practice. Keeping everything organized where everything will go back like it should, especially when you have multiple people working. Brandon is putting some grease on the new bushings and putting them in the A-arms, the new A-arms, and getting those ready. So the sizes you're going to need for the rear, for the rear axle nut, is 1.1/8". You'll take that cotter pin out, take the axle nut off. It's 1.1/8". Then you got 14s here and here on your upper and lower, and then on your suspension you got a 17mm and 17mm for your upper and lower arms, and then you'll be able to take that all apart, and the rear is a lot easier than the front. So we're going to take that off, and we'll see if we can't install the rear arms tonight before we all get too tired before we have to go to work tomorrow. Alright guys, we're back in the shop tonight, and we are going back with all the new A-arms and the bracket lift on the 2018 Teryx. And it's just me and Brandon in here tonight. Anyhow, so the rear is very easy. We got confused on which bracket to use in the rear, but if you'll find the directions on Super ATV website, then you'll know. Much easier. Don't try to figure it out on your own like we did. But anyhow, so you just install your bracket. It's the smaller one in size that goes in the rear. The bracket lift for the front is much larger. Anyhow, you bolt it into your stock shock position. Use your stock hardware. Then you it's going to come down here. That notch is going to fit around this bar and mount to your upper control arm in the rear. And there will be a new bolt that will come with the kit, and you'll use it here. It'll all fit through and bolt up with your upper control arm. And then you can go ahead and mount your upper control arm, get somebody to hold up out of your way, and then mount your lower control arm using all the stock hardware. And it comes pre-adjusted from Super ATV, but they do allow you to be able to adjust that if you need to adjust your camber. But anyhow, hopefully it's going to be all work out just right. Then you install your axle, and then you can come in and install your hub assembly, check your bearings and all, and install your hub assembly, and then install your suspension. And you'll use a stock bolt up top, and then new hardware for the bottom. Either or, it don't matter. They're the same size. But anyhow, so we're going to use Loctite, some blue Loctite, to and then tighten all these bolts up like they're supposed to be, and put our tires on and set her down, and we'll see how she looks. But very simple install, guys. You can do it on your own. It can be done. We're going to go work on the front after we get this on the tires. Booyah. Alright guys, the back is done. Wheels are mounted. We lowered it. And already, even though the front end is still jacked up, you can already tell the difference. And you see the camber is off right now, but that's because we let it down off the jack. We haven't rolled it yet and let it settle on out. But man, it looks good. Those high clearance A-arms, they really they really widen your stance out to where you have a whole maximum clearance area there. Looks really, really good. But anyhow, so we're up here on the front. I've already done this side. Brandon's working on the driver's side. But just to show you where the bracket lift goes, it's a lot like the rear. It's actually the beefier bracket. It's longer, and so it goes in the upper shock mount stock location. You're going to use your stock bolt and nut for it. So you mount that in, and then you're going to have a longer upper A-arm bolt that's going to come with the bracket lift kit. And so you see right here, I think you can follow it. It mounts on the outside of where your old bolt used to go through the A-arm there. So anyhow, you just stick the bolt in. You have plenty of space right here. Stick your bolt in through. That's going to hold your bracket, the bottom part of your bracket lift in to your upper A-arm. Put your nut on. They do recommend using some Loctite on all your bolts and nuts. Anyhow, then you just go in back, just put everything back like it was. You know, I'm sure some of y'all have probably done this. You just put your axle back in, put your lower control arm on. If you, we had a hard time with the ball joints, being able to get the let's see if you can focus. Yeah, being able to get that nut started, as well as this bottom one right here. So what you can do, we had to phone a friend. Thank you, Thomas. Shout out to Thomas for being on call for us. But we took our jack, like you can see Brandon doing right here. You take a jack, put some pressure on it. So you need to go ahead and mount your shock. That needs to be mounted so you can put some tension against the ball joints, where your the bolt on the ball joint will not spin. So you just jack it up, put some tension on it, and that should do it. It'll hold it in place, and you can tighten it up. But anyways, he's about to finish that up. We got the brakes and everything mounted over here. We're going to go ahead and unbolt the stock sway bar. We're going to try run it without a sway bar. You know, I feel like we'll like that a little better. Keep the front tires on the ground a little bit more when we're doing some technical trail riding. It won't stay as flat on the trails, on the higher speed trails, but really we don't do a whole lot of high speed riding when we're in these side-by-sides. That's what we had the Sportsmans and Renegade and our four-wheelers for. But anyhow, we're about to finish this up, and we'll show you what it looks like, and we'll get you some measurements. We left the Fox shocks, the stock ones, in the stock position. So I mean, we could gain another 2 inches easily, I would think, inch and a half. I feel like for sure, by just adjusting the shocks down, threading it on down some. But we're gonna try to leave that alone, see how it rides, and see what we think about it. We'll get you some measurements here in just a second, and can't wait to get out on the trails. But hopefully, we didn't actually video us installing it, but I feel like we explained it well enough. You can see good light in here, and I feel like anybody that has a little bit of mechanical sense can do this job themselves. Alright guys, we finally got it finished on a late Tuesday night. That's our 31-inch BKTs. We installed Super ATV high clearance A-arms that gave us 1.5 inches of forward rake, as well as rear arms, upper and lowers, that give you 1.5 inches of I guess you'd say reverse rake. And we did measure it all out, and it did extend our wheelbase by somewhere around 3 solid inches. And we put the 2-inch bracket lift on, as you saw, and we now have a total ground clearance of 15.5 or 15.6 inches. Stock on this bike is 11 inches. So I mean that's a true change there, man. It looks awesome. Definitely can't wait to try it out. And we'll try to get y'all some footage of that very soon. So subscribe, follow us on Instagram, check us out on Facebook at LC Powersports, and you'll get to see this build in action this summer. Also this guy, the Pioneer, several other bikes. But anyways, so stay tuned guys. Hope you enjoyed this how-to video. Hope it helped somebody out. we'll hopefully get to see y'all out on some trails at different parts. We'll catch you out there. Peace. All right, guys, you saw us install the Super ATV high clearance arms with a 2-inch bracket lift and 31-inch BKTs. Now let's see how she'll do at Kapia Creek. Those are the BKT AT tires, not the TRs. Not a problem. It is a hard bottom though. Got plenty of clearance now. We all got new shoes. Hey Jake, your jacket's gonna get wet.
I see.
You better go get it. We got a pretty steep rutted out hill. Got the 31 BKTs, arch stay arms. Clawing up the hill.